All right, so picking up a new toy, and man, there's bees everywhere out here. So the plan is to come out tomorrow, try to get the brakes working. We've cranked it over just to make sure it does crank. So it's a 57 Willys Wagon, and well, it's in pretty good shape. Let me show it to you. This side, I mean, it's pretty good shape for its age. It really is no rust in it. I mean, someone had a little bubblegum weld there. That's about it. This, maybe we make a new fender. Comes with an extra hood. Here's a bumper. Hard to see in there. I gotta get some wasp spray as well. We've already been bit or stung. She's in pretty good shape. And then on the inside, someone's put these buckets in here, which, hey, it's fine. But, these things were never plush, right? So you got here's your gauge cluster right there. Speed, temp, and fuel gauge. High-low range on the transfer case. That's about it. And this one actually doesn't have the old foot stop for the starter. So I gotta get some wasp spray. So that's the next project. So we did ship out some parts. There's a hole in the tank. So I had a new tank shipped out just in case. Whether we put it in here or at home, don't know yet. And made our Harbor Freight stop. And some other stuff there. So tomorrow is going to kind of tell whether or not we're going to be able to drive it or have it shipped. I like the rental, not too bad. But we're just outside of Spokane, Washington. So that's right, I said Washington. So that'd be a long haul back to St. Louis. So don't know. I think 4550 is all she's going to do. But we don't know. We got to get it running first. So in the morning, we're going to dig in, see what we can do. All right, so it's a couple things we got to do. Today's goal I have today and today only. Got to get the engine running on 6 volt or convert some things over to 12. Try to get the brakes working, get the tank sealed up, and then assess drive or ship. Everybody tells me 4550 is max, so we'll see. So I know it's under this hood waiting for me. There is a nest of yellow jackets in there. Gets a PB blaster, got him. But there's more here somewhere. I can count on that. When we got the old Dodge truck, there was mud daubers everywhere. So let's get this thing knocked out of here first. I'm allergic, my father was, but all right, so we got to get rid of these old cables. So internet said, first could be a flaw, that 6 volt systems won't start with standard cables are too small. So let's find out. So I was surprised that the O'Reillys up here could make cables. Really nothing's too rusty, which is kind of surprising. All right, so the internet says these cables won't work, that it has to be a much larger cable. So let's see. Now they're too long, but I didn't know the length. Now, when you're in the middle of nowhere, every job becomes a big job real quick, especially broke bolts, you lose, or you can't find things. You can't just go to that little scrap bin that you have with all your loose nuts and bolts. I'm afraid that the starter, stud's spinning in the starter. But we'll see if it's making contact enough. And broke. And screwed. Okay, that's not good. Let's see if this was loose enough. No, that thing's... All right, find a new spot for ground. So that's always the problem with old vehicles. Having to extract bolts and all that stuff, which we aren't geared up for that. Hopefully this mount comes out and we'll just put it here. But yeah, it will make this work. So we'll put this big dude on there. Should have bought some anti-seize. I don't see a lot of rusted things up here either. Ran across some really nice old international trucks on the way here. Sitting in the field. Okay.
Nobody's home.
All right, well, if I walk in there, where's it at?
You just go through the kitchen, you'll see, take a right, first door on the right.
Okay, well, much appreciated, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yep.
The gas station don't even have a bathroom there?
What's that?
The gas station don't have a bathroom or anything? Really? Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you. All right, well, that's nice of the gentleman. Leave the door open for me in case you got to use the facilities. So it's kind of nice to find an O'Reilly's in town because I like Napa, but damn are they expensive. Now, I know, you get what you pay for. Okay, negative terminal. If this don't work, we're going to have to convert part of this to 12 volt. All right, let's find out. And we got nothing when we try to start it, and just here in a second, we'll both find out why. We've got power. This beautiful country we were in. Why don't we have power down to here, though, was the question. I think this is just spinning. Yep, and we just broke the well, that sucks. So the post on the starter just broke off. That is a major game changer. Now earlier I had started it on a 12 volt battery, but the problem is it wouldn't be able to charge or anything else, and it was definitely not set up for 12 volts. Trying to run on a 6 volt coil as well. Pretty cool about this old truck. It was really well taken care of. There's got a manual, a whole bunch of service information, and parts list. I guess some of the work that they've done. Seatbelt bolts. Well, it didn't have seat belts in it, so it must have just been a wish list. Turn signal, I did see that. So it looks like they bought some spark plugs and everything else. So somebody kept a pretty good log of everything that was done to this. Little mechanics manual. I'm gonna get this out of order. But all kinds of good information. Electrical diagram. Information on the engine. That's the L head. It says there. I have to double check that 26 tooth on that transfer case in case I put the overdrive in it. This is interesting. The overall spec sheet for that thing. One thing about when you're showing up trying to get an old vehicle running, it's not like you're starting with the 1970s or 60s or any of that. These 1950s vehicles, if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong. That's what kind of happened to us. You can't just run down to the local store and pick up a new one. Well, crap. There's not a lot I can do with that out here. Should have just converted it to 12 volt and been done. I know that I could rebuild the starter at home a couple thousand miles away from that point. Well, our day may have ended before it started. Probably should have left that one cable on there. It was fairly thick. Crap. Well, let me figure out what we're gonna do. Master cylinder full and see if we have brakes. And it's buried way down in there. All right, so this ground was covered in these little burrs. I needed to take off the master cylinder, but at this point, with broken bolts and everything, no sense of digging a hole any deeper. All right, so kind of give you an update where we're at. can't get the cap off of the master cylinder, which is down there. So that's got to come off. Stud broke off of the starter. So you know what that means. So I'll give you a walk around this beauty. So typical Willys 4-wheel drive. Someone's put what almost looks like Mustang seats or something in it. I mean, it needs a good power wash. Oh, the glass is good. Comes with the extra hood. Everything works since I lubed it. Comes with an extra hood, an extra fender that's all beat to crap. Some steps, and those will go on the side here eventually where the spare will go. Big old sturdy bumper on it. Now there's two bumpers here. One is just a flat bumper that goes on the front, and the other one is more of a wagon, so I think that's the one we'll go with. Obviously once we get this thing home. So overall, don't really need to put the tank in. So eventually some of this stuff I think we can fix. If not, I'll make a new fender. By the way, everything for these things, for like Kaiser Willys or Jeepster man, you can buy all these parts, pretty much all aftermarket. But we'll try to keep, you know, all the factory stuff on it. I mean, there's a little rot next to the Killer Bee. But she really does not have a lot of rot on it. I like to try to keep that flathead in it, that old 6-cylinder. It's never going to be a race truck. But there really isn't much rust in this thing. It needs some love. I mean, good Lord, it's a 57. It's 9 years older than I am. That actually hurts to say. So let me show you under this thing. You'll see it's pretty nice. You know, from what you can see, I mean, there's not a lot of, I mean, there's some rust in the underneath here, but that's all surface. And there's a little bit of rust. Where's my finger at? Over here. Body mounts probably needs replaced. But overall, she's not in bad shape. I needed it back to my shop so that I can do what I need to do. There's a fuel filter back there, and it looks like someone's put an electric fuel pump on it. So, yeah. I can't get the cap off the master cylinder. Stud broke off the starter, so hosed and hosed. So, not sure yet. I mean, my options are ship a starter up, come up and get it and drive it back, which could be an option, or bring a trailer up or ship it. Let me know what you guys think. So that's my 57 Willys. It's not home yet. Might be a little bit before you see this back at the homestead. But if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. Please subscribe to the channel. Trying to start getting into a regular posting routine again, but you know, we're all busy. So if you like this old car stuff, let me know. Thanks for watching and appreciate your time, and remember, subscribe.